So the $20 million lawsuit that was taken out against Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson, also known as Ocho Cinco, the $20 million lawsuit was dismissed in federal court, and obviously they came to some type of agreement or settlement. It's being said that it's possibly no settlement, but I'm sure the federal court probably wouldn't have just threw it out unless these people came to some type of agreement with this lady who took this lawsuit out on them. So I'm going to read this article to you guys and then I'll finish talking about it. It says, a $20 million defamation lawsuit against podcaster Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson filed by a Chicago woman has been dismissed according to officials. Jamalita Tillman filed the civil lawsuit on April 24th against Sharpe, his media company, and Johnson, also known as Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, and their producer. The case, which alleged libel and defamation, was moved to federal court in Chicago. The case has been dismissed, though further details haven't been released. I am pleased with the outcome, Tillman said. We were able to put this matter behind us without a long, drawn-out court matter. We look forward to future discussions about the positive contributions Mr. Sharpe and I both make to the community. I wish him, his family, and his business endeavors continued success. I feel like they obviously came to some type of agreement through mediation. And yeah, I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but let me keep going for those of you who don't really know the story or the backstory to why he had this lawsuit with this woman in the first place. This next part will explain that. The lawsuit stemmed from an April 12th episode of Sharpe and Johnson's podcast, Nightcap, in which the former athletes claimed Tillman was married and going through a divorce following her viral moment at an Usher concert in London. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Usher concert or the things he's been doing. He does like some type of raunchy type adult only performance, and I thought he was doing it in Vegas. I guess he had a show in London and she attended that show. And throughout his performance, I'm trying to find a good way to explain it. Throughout his performance, he gets really raunchy. His audience is filled with women, usually all women or mostly women. And things get a little touchy-feely throughout his performance. You know that his music caters to women, okay? And so, yeah, from what I've seen, and everything is alleged, but from what I've seen in the past with his performance, yes, it gets a little raunchy and touchy-feely. There's been quite a few women that has been recorded and pictures taken of them attending his show where, you know, yeah, they got real close and personal with Usher, okay? So Shannon Sharpe and Chad decide that they're going to talk about this one situation with this woman attending Usher show. And yeah, I did see a picture of her up close and personal with Usher, but their problem was they was alleging that she was a married woman when she attended that show. Okay, let me keep going. It say the implication, according to the complaint, was that Tillman contributed to the breakup. So they said that she was divorced, that she was going through a divorce, and part of it was because of her attending the Usher performance and her behavior at that performance, basically. It says Tillman maintained that she was neither married nor in a relationship at the time. She says she attempted to contact the podcast host and their company to correct the record, but received no acknowledgement or retraction. Tillman also added that the incident negatively impacted her personal and professional life, including her role as a director of the Harold Washington Cultural Center and her work in homeschooling advocacy. So I guess they didn't know who they was playing with, and why would they just make up this story on this woman? That was crazy in the first place. Y'all didn't know her from Adam, and y'all just made up some stuff about her saying that she was married and she was going through a divorce, and her behavior at this Usher event was part of the reason she was going through this. And why would y'all just make that up? I have no idea. But yeah, the case was thrown out. A lot of people are saying that, well, that don't mean she got any money. Well, she wouldn't be sitting up there talking about she's satisfied with the outcome and that they didn't have to go through a long, drawn out court process. So in my head, that equals I got paid through mediation. We came to an agreement and he decided to go ahead and pay me so I could go ahead on about my business. Okay, now it's really crazy and it's sad, and I don't feel sorry for him. Shannon put himself in this situation just like the other situation. He just finished up with the young girl and he ended up paying her off. I don't know if he's on this let me pass out a check spree, but that's what it seems like, because it ain't even been 30 days since you just paid the other girl and now you having to pay this lady out, which in this situation I feel that you should have paid her out, because if you just made up these stories, y'all need to understand y'all can't do stuff like that. It's crazy for someone to be able to just get online and make up a story about you. I'm still wondering, why did he do that? And did he get her mixed up with somebody else, or was he just trying to have a juicy story to talk about on his podcast? Like, how did you just pull this story out your behind and make this up on this lady? So yeah, you should have paid her. Not sure what it was, and I still don't know 100% sure if that's what it was, but we can only speculate. And she's a Chicago woman. I'm from Chicago, and I know how we get down. You're not going to just sit here and talk crap about me and think you're going to get away with it. So I don't think this lady just shook his hand and said, you know what? Today I'm just feeling good and we just gonna let this go and I'm gonna head on about my business. I doubt that happened. I feel that through mediation they came to an agreement. What people need to understand, because I also seen people talking about the fact that if there was a payment, the court would have said that. That's not true. I talked about this months ago, how the court prefer people to settle outside of court. It costs less money, and it holds up. It don't hold up the court with nonsense when people are able to come to an agreement and settle outside of going to court. So the judge and the courts persuade people to try to come to agreements before it's like court is the last straw. Being, having going through a trial and things like that is like, we couldn't come to an agreement. We need the judge to step in. We need the courts to step in because we can't figure this out on our own. Usually they are encouraged to seek mediation first. And so that's what happened in this situation, and obviously it worked. I'm surprised a lot of people don't know that, but obviously they don't, because I have seen several people say, well, that don't mean he gave her any money because it said that it was dismissed. You need to go look up how that worked, baby. Mediation is there for a reason. For as far as I know, every court offers mediation or recommends mediation, okay? And this is common practice. A lot of things that you guys don't even get a chance to hear about, and not just you guys, me either, none of us. We don't get to hear about because it don't make it past mediation, okay? Usually, a lot of situations, not usually, but a lot of times when people are having disagreements or considering suing someone, they go through mediation first, and if they could settle through mediation, then we don't even hear about it. It's over with. You see what I'm saying? But if not, then of course the courts have to step in and they go ahead and proceed with they lawsuits or whatever they got going on. So I feel that Shannon paid her, so he's on a paying spree, and it's just it just make him look bad. He look bad right now. He made several mistakes, and he's older. In that other situation, he had to pay this girl off. They say after she received her payment from him, I'm not sure exactly what that was. I heard it was 20 or 30 million. I'm not 100% sure. But they say she shut down her OF account that day or the next day or whatever. I'm sure she did. Like, she ain't got to get up there no more. He just paid her off. Like, and it just make him look guilty. To me, paying someone off is an admission of guilt. If you didn't do the things that this girl say you did, why are you giving her that much money? Because I'm not giving you that much money, but we gonna fight nail and tooth, okay? But you're not getting that type of money. I can understand when people are wealthy, sometimes they pay for things to go away because it's easier to just get rid of the headache. Yeah, it's a loss because you could be innocent, but sometimes it's just easier to get that situation out the way rather than ruin your reputation and things like that, okay? But that type of money, in my opinion, baby, when you cross over $1 million, to me, that's an admission of guilt. And you knew it was just a better option to go ahead and give the girl what she wanted and get her out the way rather than go to court and have to, fight something that you obviously did. I still think it was a lot of things that was wrong with that girl's story once I read the paperwork months ago and seen a lot of the screenshots and things like that. It was several things that wasn't adding up. But obviously, people were not always right. Maybe I was wrong somewhere along the line, because it's making me wonder, and think that, because why did he pay her off? Because from what I was looking at, it was some things that just wasn't adding up with that girl. It just wasn't adding up. When you read the paperwork, it be people that sit up here and will argue with you all day long, but they only read articles or listen to other people online that's not doing research. But when you read the actual court documents, it's totally different. You see things different. And when I actually went over the paperwork and was reading the documents, it was several things that wasn't adding up. But I'm going to leave that situation alone. He already paid her. That situation is over with. And I feel that he also paid this woman. She didn't sit here and say she was happy with the outcome for nothing. Okay? I don't think she just walked in there and said, you know what? I'm going to just leave this alone. Y'all can go ahead on. I'm tired of dealing with this. No. Especially after old girl just got paid a few weeks ago, however long that was. It ain't even been, I don't even think it's been 30 days. She probably looking like, oh, you got it like that? Yeah, hit me. Pay me off. Pay me off. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. So, okay, June, July, August, one looking good. Maybe you'll have a good September, because you're about to pay me. So I believe that's what it was. And then they know in this situation with this lady with the defamation, they weren't going to be able to get out of that. Like, as long as she could prove that she was not, in fact, married or in a relationship, and none of those things he said about her was true, he was going to lose that anyway. So he was better off paying her. Okay? But anywho, that's all I wanted to tell you guys in this situation. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, and I am out. Bye, y'all.